Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, before we get into our news, we do of course want to highlight your weather forecast, as Sunday is now a first alert weather day for the potential of snowfall coming down across eastern North Carolina. Now, timing is really going to be more focused over the second half of Sunday. This is not something we are going to wake up to, but it's certainly something, again, that is going to impact many inland areas in eastern North Carolina. Now, are we going to be seeing an absolute whiteout? Most likely no. As far as totals go, we're likely looking at about an inch, maybe 2 inches for some areas across eastern North Carolina, particularly for those of you watching along and west of Highway 17. As you get closer to the immediate coastline, you're going to be dealing with perhaps a little bit more rain than, say, snow. But it's all going to start out as rain showers. Don't think that you're going to get to Sunday at lunchtime and all of a sudden just the flakes are going to start coming down. No, we will have a progression starting as rain, moving to sleet, and then finishing as snowflakes as we head through really your Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening. Now, again, we are anticipating most likely rain along the coast. Those of you watching along the Crystal Coast anticipate more of a rain event. You may get some flakes at the end of the system, but certainly not going to be enough to really create any sort of really hazardous driving conditions along the immediate coastline. But for those of you watching north of Oregon Inlet, kind of northern Outer Banks area, you guys will end up seeing some flakes as the whole system exits. It's once you get south of, say, Rodanthe, then your opportunities along the immediate coastline get a little bit lower for that snowfall. But again, inland areas likely seeing snowflakes coming down Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening. Right now, 39 degrees in Greenville, comes with a north-northwesterly wind at 10 miles an hour, and it's that breeze that is going to bring in cooler temperatures for today, and it'll help force air temperatures down into the teens to low 20s overnight tonight. This is essentially starting to get ground temperatures lower and lower as we head towards the weekend. Now, ironically, we're going to be seeing air temperatures actually warm up quite a bit as we head from Friday and into Saturday. But over the past 24 hours, air temperatures have come down by about 10 to 15 degrees. Notice the cool temperatures today when compared to yesterday, but when compared to our average highs, we are about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than average today. And we'll get a little bit warmer tomorrow. By Saturday, we'll likely be a little bit above average as these winds are going to be shifting. But today, northwesterly winds keeping us cool, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. We'll get through this afternoon's forecast. I know everybody is more concerned about what we're going to see on Sunday, but this afternoon, cold. You'll need the jacket. The winds are going to make it feel even colder, and we'll drop down below freezing once we get to around 7 p.m. later on tonight. Tomorrow morning, more sunshine. 19 degrees, at 7 could shock some people. Again, it's going to be a frigid start to the day. 44 degrees, though, by noon. Will take us into the mid to upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. Southwesterly winds doing a pretty good job of trying to warm us up. It'll be more effective coming in on Saturday as air temperatures are expected to rise into the upper 50s to low 60s on Saturday. But here's a breakdown of exactly how it's all going to be coming together. Now, as far as just cold air coming in, we have the cold front that moved through really yesterday, created the rainy conditions. That's already brought air temperatures down. We'll have a high pressure system create sunny conditions for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, and arguably even for possibly the first half of your Saturday. Cloud cover builds from Saturday afternoon into Sunday as that front you're seeing further back towards the west, kind of just right above my head, right there. That's going to bring in additional cold air straight out of Canada. This is a system right now that is brewing over Alberta, and that cold air, Arctic air, is going to be sweeping down across the Midwest and into eastern North Carolina. The high pressure system fades. You see all the moisture that system picks up. That is not the moisture that is going to give us the snow. That moisture, most likely, in fact, is going to miss us completely. The mountains are going to do a really good job of absorbing a lot of that moisture. So we have to find essentially another moisture source. And that comes with an area of low pressure that will form along that boundary as it moves out into the Atlantic. So let's take a little bit of a different view. Here's kind of a more zoomed in look of what we can experience across North Carolina. There you see that Saturday boundary working its way through late Saturday evening into Saturday night. There you can see the green on your screen indicating where that frontal boundary is sitting by the time we get to Saturday at 11 p.m. It's at this point where we will start to see an area of low pressure form off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. That is our moisture source. We have cold air in place at this point because the cold front is off to our east. Cold air settling over eastern North Carolina. Then we get that low pressure system that's going to move up the coast, and that's going to again extend that moisture over the cold freezing air over eastern North Carolina, coming up again Sunday around lunchtime, but we'll really feel more of those effects as we hit through Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening. By Sunday night, I would say around 10, 11 p.m., the whole system is going to be working its way out into the Atlantic, so our moisture source is going to be exiting, and that should leave us again with, I would say, about an inch to maybe 2 inches of snow on the ground as we head into your Sunday night. Something, again, I know a lot of snow fans, myself included, are certainly looking forward to, but DOT crews have already got the forecast. They are already out in some counties in eastern North Carolina trying to pre-treat the roads. The good news with this system is that we're getting a pretty good look this far out at the potential for some snowflakes. Another good thing is that we really probably won't have to deal with too many headaches around school closures. As I know, most schools, again, will have teacher work days after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that can keep kids away or out of school, off the school buses, but having a little bit more fun in the snow. Obviously, daycare and other, office buildings may end up shutting down because of the snow, so it is certainly important to watch coming up on Monday. I don't anticipate many closures, say, on Sunday, but some, again, may want to get out ahead of the game, so keep WITN.com up on your phones. That way, if we get any closures or delays or cancellations, anything like that, of course, you can go to WITN to find that information. But this is a system that is going to give us some snowfall across eastern North Carolina. We'll get my face off of the screen here, and we'll get you back again to your 8-day forecast. Still anticipating everyone having the potential for at least a few flakes coming down. I would say the least likely spot to see snow is going to be Ocracoke and Cape Hatteras. Just the surrounding water going to keep your air temperatures and ground temperatures too warm to really see that snow truly come down. You may get some sleet as the system pulls out, but I wouldn't anticipate much in terms of snow accumulations along the Outer Banks. As you head further westward, you will again see a pretty decent round of snow, 1 to 2 inches. It's eastern North Carolina. We're not supposed to get feet of snow. So 1 to 2 inch accumulation is certainly enough to cause some headaches on roads, especially for drivers who aren't used to driving on snowy roads. The slick spots will start to really occur coming up Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. Then another issue to keep an eye on is if we have any accumulations, especially if we have any snow buildup on, say, some bridges Sunday night, we could again see some melt occur over Martin Luther King Jr. Day, only to see that melt refreeze again Martin Luther King Jr. Day night into Tuesday morning. Overnight lows for not only Sunday night, but Monday night, Tuesday night, and even Wednesday night, a little bit less so, but all of those nights going to be below freezing. Well below freezing again for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights. That, especially around bridges, will create slick spots on the road. So keep an eye out again. Just because we're going to be looking at sunny skies, say Tuesday morning, does not mean the roads are going to be perfect and snow or even ice free. There will still be danger out, even though we really only have Sunday highlighted in red for that first alert weather day status. So again, if you are doing any early morning commuting, say on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, especially on that day, but certainly on Tuesday and even Wednesday, you're going to want to take it easy on those roads. Give yourself plenty of time to deal with slowdowns, people driving a little bit slower and a little bit safer. Make sure you give people distance between you and the car in front of you, but also leave early. That way, if you run into a slowdown, you won't worry so much about being late. Now, That said, well, 10-minute forecast there. Let's talk about some of the news that we are also keeping an eye on across eastern North Carolina. I do want to highlight a boil water advisory that is currently in effect for some Surf City residents. Not all of Surf City, but certainly some. That will be in effect until 4 p.m. on Friday. Now, the water outage started at 9 a.m. today, and it's going to run until 4 p.m. today for residents located between 2217 South Shore Drive and 2725 South Shore Drive. This is in Surf City. Now, residents on the following roads will be impacted: Maritime Drive, Caitlin Drive, Abigail Court, Channel Bend, White Hills Lane, Dorothy B. Sox Drive, and Sunward Place. Now, town officials said residents may experience temporary water discoloration after water service is restored. A boil water advisory will be issued until 4 p.m. on Friday. The Surf City Public Utilities Department is completing a series of hydrant replacements throughout the month of January as part of ongoing infrastructure improvements. For more information, residents should call the Public Utilities Department at 910-328-4131. And now we want to turn to the ongoing fatal shooting involving an ICE agent in Minnesota and the fallout from that. NBC's Shaquille Brewster has more from Minneapolis.
Overnight, another shooting involving a federal officer causing chaos in Minneapolis. Protesters gathering at the scene, setting off fireworks and throwing rocks at police. The city's police chief calling for calm.
The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts.
DHS says federal officers stopped an immigrant from Venezuela who allegedly resisted arrest. DHS claiming 2 other people joined the struggle, and the original target began striking the officer with, quote, a shovel or broomstick, adding the officer was fearing for his life and fired, hitting the man in the leg. The city's mayor speaking out.
This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in.
Meanwhile, Democratic Governor Tim Walz writing, I know you're angry, I'm angry. What Donald Trump wants is violence in the streets. Don't give him what he wants. While Trump's Deputy Attorney General posting that ICE agents are doing their jobs, adding Waltz and Fry, I'm focused on stopping you from your terrorism by whatever means necessary. This is not a threat. It's a promise. This just the latest in a growing wave of confrontations between residents and federal officers in Minneapolis, sparked by the shooting of Renee Nicole Good by an ICE officer a week ago. The Trump administration saying the mother of 3 weaponized her car and was a threat to the agent, which has been disputed by local politicians. And yesterday, DHS saying the officer suffered internal bleeding after the incident. The White House also defending ICE's actions in Minnesota.
We are going out up to the worst of the worst.
While a lawyer for the Good family is demanding answers.
Our understanding is that the mission coming into Minneapolis was to get the worst of the worst. I can tell you one thing, Renee Good was the best of the best.
Her family this morning remembering the 37-year-old mother of 3 as a beautiful light.
And again, that was Shaquille Brewster reporting. Well, we will have more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Do you want to give a shout out to Russell? Thank you so much for Ross and Russ. Hopefully, again, we'll see you later on today. Of course, whole weather team going to be in on this forecast. We'll have more details on their snowfall forecast coming up on Sunday, just around the corner at noon. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Thursday.